Hello and welcome to this update or this Jane's weather update. It is Friday the 17th of May. Let's have a look. Now there's not a lot of rain on the horizon this week, but there is some interesting activity happening. Let's have a look. 3 to 9 o'clock this morning there were showers and thunderstorms southeast Queensland, northeast New South Wales. They were yesterday, and we've got a little bit of activity down through here. There is a strong cold front coming in. We've had some great falls through the southwest and parts of Tasmania, and this is now working its way northwards, crossing Victoria today and then moving its way up the east coast as we go through the weekend, and there is some very chilly air in behind it. Over on the other side, there's not a lot going on. All right, let's take a look at that. So here's our map this morning. Here is our cold front coming in. Now, have a look at the trajectory behind that. Why do we care about that? Have a look at these lines. Think of them as like a road map. These ones show that the air in behind this system has come up from near Antarctica. So there it is moving in through here. Now, normally this would be an incredibly strong system. It'd be a really, really exciting cold front. However, there's always a but, and it's this high pressure system. This has been sitting here for ages, and it is still there. It acts like a block, and it reduces the effects of things. So if you're after some wet weather moving in through this one, if you're north of the ranges or east of the ranges, there is not a lot for you, because thanks to that high, it stops that wet weather coming in. There's no feed of tropical moisture, so there's nothing north or east of the ranges. So I've got this high to contend with for quite a while. While the high is sitting in through here, we can get onshore showers to the coast there. We can also get warm weather down in the southwest because winds travel in this direction around a high pressure system. Over the next 8 days, this is a very boring looking map. There is nothing on there unless you're right at the coast. This part here is later in the period. So it's days 5 to 7 to 8. This here is sort of each day. We've got the cold air moving up the coast. We've got the remains of these showers and storms, and then nothing moving in through any of these inland parts. And here is a cold front today, and then another one on Sunday into Monday. So it's a very quiet in terms of the amount of wet weather, but it is a little bit exciting on the ground. Okay, let's take a look. Why are things so quiet here? I said there's no feed of tropical moisture, and this is why. This is the Madden-Julian oscillation. This is our pulse that moves around the tropics, and when it's in the parts of Australia, it's in our longitudes, then it can help enhance our rainfall. When it's over here in the brown zone, it essentially reduces that effect. It limits the amount of moisture that we can have access to. So here we are. This is where it was. We had all of that rainfall early in May. Now it is moving over here and is predicted to stay there for the next 2 to 3 weeks. So that would mean that there is a lack of tropical influence coming into our systems, which makes it harder for it to rain inland. And it's just pretty much at that coast that you're going to see the effects of this. Let me start that again. Just at the coast that you're going to see the rainfall coming through from cold fronts, not inland, because we don't have the help from this one. All right, let's have a look week by week. So we had our 8-day outlook that was pretty boring, unless you're right near the coast. Here is the temperature to go with it. This is from Monday the 20th, so next Monday through the week following. You'll notice there's a fair bit of blue in through here, so the cold blues. This is from the Euros model. Over on the other side, there's a lot of warmth in through there. Why is that? High pressure sitting over the bight here. It drags the cooler air in, it comes across the top, and it warms up as it heads down the other side. We've got our incredibly cold outbreak moving through now, and so then all of that cool air will linger as we go through next week. Having a look at the rainfall, very similar to the pattern we saw on that 8-day outlook. Here it is teasing us off the coast, not really coming onto here. Brown, 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 just on this coastal strip in through here. Otherwise, it is below average rainfall. Let's look ahead. So this is week 2, so not next week, but the one after. And you'll see in terms of temperature, the cool air has disappeared. So this is the end of May into the start of June, that week 2 period. And we've got warmer air extending across the country again. So less likely to get cold outbreaks as we move through this part of time here. Let's have a look at the wet weather to go with that. And here is something. Now we know that we don't have that tropical influence, so that's nothing that's coming down from here. But maybe we've got something that is brewing off here and something coming up here. So this could be a big system that comes in from the southwest and taps into a little bit of this moisture to deliver some parts of the country here, some wet weather. Again, you'll notice it's not really coming into the southeast. I would suggest that high pressure is going to block most of the excitement from coming to the southeast for at least the next couple of weeks, if not the months and season ahead. I hate to say that, but the high is there. why the Indian Ocean is helping. I'll say some more about that shortly. So here we have the potential for something to be brewing in week 2, maybe starting to come across. This is from the Euro model. Let's have a look at another one. So this is the Australian model, so the Access model. This one, different time period. So it starts on the 21st to the 27th, and it has something coming in through here. Again, strong dry signal all through these parts. At this time of year, as we move into late May, even a tiny bit of moisture up here is very above average, so I'd ignore that colouring that you see up the top. More in through here is what we are focusing on. So the coast getting some activity, this coming in through here, browns all in through here, and of course coming to southwestern Tasmania. Let's have a look at the later part of that. So this is the 28th of May to the 3rd of June, more in line with that map we saw before. Here we have a hint of that coming in. Now this one doesn't have it making it all the way through, whereas this one has it moving just a little bit further eastwards. It is something to watch, so this is a bit of a heads up for week 2, perhaps the later part of week 2 as we go into early June, that something could be brewing. Either it's in the west or it may be able to inch slightly forwards. June as a whole, according to the Bureau, so here's their latest forecast that came out yesterday. You'll notice there is a fair bit of green on this map, and as we go into July, there is even more green on this map. This is higher chances of exceeding the average rainfall. What could be producing that? Let's have a look at the bigger picture here, what's actually driving our climate. Let's start in the Pacific Ocean. We have a look at this box in through here. We knew that that was very, very warm as we went through last year. That was our El Nino that we had. But here we have the blue starting to come up. It was here, it's here, and you'll notice a little sliver of that is moving in through here. So we're starting to see blue starting to take over that box. That is why the Bureau went to La Nina watch, because we've now crossed this threshold. That is an observation, not a forecast. So La Nina watch means that we have crossed this threshold. That's enough blue in that box now that they can go, yep, we're now into that particular phase. So we're heading towards that. We've got all of this warm water in through here. We're getting cooler blues coming in here. So let's have a look. The forecast. Here we were in El Nino, we came out of it at the end of April. Here we are now sitting in neutral, and here are all of the forecasts. We have 1, 2, 3 models crossing between July and August. So not so far away now, but still not in the next month to month and a half. So that's when we're looking at July into August. The 4th model goes there, waits until the end of October. So that's a big gap there, but we've got those 3 and then another one. This one is very close to that rather than not being anywhere up here, and the remaining 2 are sitting on the 50-50 fence. So all of it is heading in this direction. We can see what's happening in the ocean there. We're getting the blues lining up. When we have blue out here and we have orange out here, it is not like last year where we had warm off here and warm off there. There was no dipole, there was no offset. And so El Nino, yes, it occurred because this is what was happening over in the Pacific, but we had less of an effect from that because we didn't have the blues off Queensland here. Now we're going into warm off Queensland, cool out through there. That pushes everything towards Australia, so it's an enhanced source of moisture coming in from the Pacific Ocean. So if we head into La Nina, that increases the odds for rainfall, but it is not every single model that is saying it. We've still got these 2 sitting on the fence, but all of these are heading there, and they're heading there as we move through the later part of the year. Okay, let's have a look over at the Indian Ocean. I was talking about the potential for something coming in through here. So not a tropical influence from the MJO, but maybe something in through here. So you can see cooler waters in here. We do have a large pool of warm water that is off these parts of the coast here in the Indian Ocean. The Indian Ocean as a whole, we have a look at this box here, and that is continuing to be warm. We do have these blues that are developing here. It was just a hint of it for the past couple of weeks. Now it is a little bit more of an enhancement, so maybe that is growing. Now, if we have warm water in through here and cool water in through here, that doesn't help us out like the Pacific Ocean. Instead, all of that gets pushed away from Australia, and we have a lack of moisture coming down from the northwest. So if that happens, if this blue increases in through here, then we have a lack of moisture from the Indian Ocean. At the moment, though, yes, we've got all of this out here, so it's looking fairly positive Indian Ocean dipole. So the El Nino of the Pacific Ocean, but in the Indian here. And so, but without that offsetting through here, we still have a little bit of a source of moisture, which is what could be causing, which one is it here? This one to come on in. Okay, the Indian Ocean as a forecast. Bobbed around over summer as it always does. Here are the signs of a positive Indian Ocean dipole forming. It did come out for week 1, 2, 3. Now all of the models are suggesting that it's going back up and over the threshold, except this one here, it only just touches it. But all of that is suggesting that for these months of the year, as we move right through into spring, we are lacking moisture from the Indian Ocean. Now that is only if all of this here turns blue. At the moment, there's only just hints of it in through there. We need to see a lot more of that to turn that tap off. Okay, let's have a look. So that's where we're heading in terms of the Pacific. That's where we're heading in terms of the Indian Ocean. Let's have a look at some weather this week again. So I've gone right down to Mount Mawson in Tasmania. So that's in the southwest there. And I wanted to show you the snow level because it's pretty exciting. Let's have a look at this here. So when you're in the mountainous ranges, we replace delta T and we show you the snow level, as in how low the snow can fall at that particular time. So here we are, 10 a.m. and it's 900 meters. Let's go through and watch that lower, 7, 6, low level snow, and we've even got a 500 meters in through there. So what I'm trying to show you here is, yes, it may be a mountain in Tasmania that you don't really care about. However, look how cold the air is that is over that spot there. All of this is moving northwards, so we are going to feel a chill in the air if you're over southeastern parts of the country. So there's our 500 meters there, which is exciting to see. And then it moves up as we move into the weekend. Okay, so, and you'll see how it was rainfall and then turning to snow as it moves through. That's the two differences, what they look like. Also, we've got red there and we've got blue there to indicate that. Here's our cloud pattern up the top as well. Okay, let's head into Melbourne to see what's happening. It does continue dry for the next hour or two. The rainfall should start during the lunchtime hour. Bring your brolly if you're heading out. If you're going out very close to 12, you might miss it. If you're having a later lunch nearer to 1, I would definitely take the umbrella with you. There'll be a burst of wet weather as it comes in. Okay, so this is coming in for the afternoon. It gets to 16, and then the temperature absolutely plummets as we move through there. And it's our first wind that we've seen for a while. You're going to feel this as it comes in. Maybe just move this one out of the way. 13 as we're moving through now, feeling like 12. And then we've got this in the afternoon. 13 feels like 9. Lovely. Feels like 8. Lovely. So then there's another burst of showers coming through overnight, and it eases in the early hours of tomorrow. In terms of Saturday here, let me just move me back out of the way. We have dry conditions. There's even a hint of sunshine in through there, but it is very chilly indeed, only peaking at 14 degrees. There's another cold front coming through on Sunday. Should start around the early afternoon in terms of the wet weather. Let's have a look at snow overall. This is the mid to almost later part of May. We'd like to see some systems coming through that can deliver this. Here is the snow page. Go to Jane's Update and click on snow, and we've got each of the results in through there. We've got this activity at the start. We've got now Friday into Saturday and then Sunday into Monday. Maybe up to 6 centimetres. That's more model, the Australian model next week. I don't think that's going to happen. More along the 3 centimetre mark for Bulla. 1.5, 3, 4, maybe 7. Moving into New South Wales, the highest model has 6 centimetres as this comes through. And in Tasmania, 5, 2, 2, maybe 8 as we move in through there. And then you can also have a look at the advanced snow forecast. So this is for Mount Bulla in particular. We've got Friday in through here, and it's each of the different weather models, and it shows you how much snow is likely from each one of those, and then our consensus of them all. And you can move through each mountain in through there. Let's show you just one more thing. This is a new feature that is underway. So at the moment now you can go to the Now page and you can see what the current conditions are. Look at that, it just updated, and what the extremes of the day so far are. So here we have Melbourne Olympic Park, 7.6 earlier this morning. It's been to 14 so far. We knew our forecast was 16 and it's going to plummet, but this is a new feature. So this is history so far. We've got here on Wednesday, how cold it got overnight, how warm it was during the day thanks to the high. Moving into Thursday, the low and up, so you can see the last 72 hours of history. This one's got our temperature, it's got our feels like, and the blue line is our dew point. Still to come is precipitation. We've got our wind as well, and there will also be a delta T coming in there soon. So look out for that one coming in soon. As always, head to janesweather.com for the latest. Bye.